but I don't like it. Not for me. Badee Al Oud Amethyst by Lattafa. Off the top, you get the signature Lattafa sweetness that you seem to get out of every Lattafa fragrance ever, but with a strong rose bouquet taking over that sweetness. It is very strong. It is very overpowering. This is similar in look to the Badee Al Oud Honor and Glory, except with a beautiful plum color. There's no plum in this, but it's a beautiful plum color. So let's talk a little bit about the notes. The top notes for this are pink pepper, bergamot. The middle notes are all the roses, Turkish rose, Bulgarian rose, and then some jasmine. And then the base notes are agarwood, amber, and vanilla. This is like smelling a bouquet of roses or smelling a bouquet at a wedding. It just seems overpoweringly flowery, overpoweringly floral. There is sweetness there that I'm guessing is coming from the vanilla. There is maybe some warmth from the amber there, but overall this is a flower power kind of fragrance. This is all flower forward. This is supposed to be duping a fragrance called Atomic Rose by Initio. I don't have that fragrance, but I can talk to you about how this is performing on its own. I wore this for about 3 to 4 days. The experience was interesting. This is not something that I would immediately gravitate towards because it's not a scent profile that I'm used to wearing. Smelling this, when I originally smelled it for the first time in an unboxing, I didn't immediately identify rose. So I didn't actually pick it up as rose. I picked it up as something like fake or plasticky, because this is a very strong rose. So it's so strong that it almost comes off as fake, like almost extract of rose. So that excessive rosiness kind of went uncanny valley. But as I wore it every day, I became more used to it. I never became so comfortable with it where I actually became comfortable in my own skin while I wore it. This is not a scent that I would wear on a daily basis, but I can appreciate its beauty. I can appreciate its scent profile because it is a fascinating scent. Every time I do a review, a lot of you ask me about how things compare to other scents, and especially scents that you have. I decided to do a giveaway. How's that going to work? I created a form that's going to be in my YouTube description. All you have to do is complete the form, which is writing your name, writing what fragrance you're interested in, and how you want me to contact you. 1 week after I posted that video, I will contact 3 individuals from that form and get their shipping information to send them a 2 milliliter decant of the fragrance I was talking about. If you're not sure that the notes I'm mentioning and the vibe that I'm describing works for you, you can test it out for yourself now. You don't have to blind buy the scent. And then be ready to get your decant in the mail. To me, this is one of those fragrances that doesn't really tell a huge story. To me, this fragrance starts rose and then continues on that path the entire time. This has one thing to tell you, and that is, I'm the queen of roses and that's all I am.
This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
And this is what this is telling you, and that it doesn't deviate from that. All the other notes that are there are complementing the rose, are not taking away from that rose. So even though you see bergamot and you see pepper and you see amber and you see wood, I don't think they're meant to do anything but amplify that rose or support that rose in its starring role. When it dries down after a few hours, all you're left is like a rich, opulent rose. And so the rose is still there. The rose does not go away. The rose just settles down and becomes a pungent rose. That strong initial plasticiness, strong, powerful rose becomes a more deep rose, a more dark rose. This is one of those fragrances that you know is such a strong projector that you can feel it emanating from you. So this is one of those fragrances. This fragrance emanates from you, and it emanates roses. Like if you were a cartoon, you would be throwing off rose petals everywhere. In terms of projection, this is extremely strong. This takes over a room pretty quickly. And if you're not a rose fan, people will not like this. And you will not like this if you're not a rose fan. I did not get any compliments while wearing this. People did not enjoy this on me. The only comment I got was related to that smelling like an air freshener or smelling like a candle. So this is a strong projector. This is a strong longevity beast. This stays on your skin the entire day. This projects very far. This, I would say, projects 8+ feet. This fills a room. This has a 4.09 out of 5 with 2,164 votes. This would be considered generally well favored online. People are generally happy about this fragrance. They're generally positive about this fragrance, which is good. The positives on Reddit, Fragrantica, and YouTube are usually the same, which is that it's very powerful and it's very long lasting. They also say that it's very unisex. I would agree. People are very positive about the cost of this. It's very inexpensive, and one last thing that people mention a lot is that it's very versatile. It can be used in many situations. I agree with that. I don't think this is something that you can just limit to just one season or just one occasion. This can be used on special occasions, or it can be used in every situation. Again, if you can rock this, it would work for you. It's just not something that necessarily I would rock, but I can appreciate people who would rock this. In terms of negatives, people are saying that it's too synthetic. People are saying that it's very harsh. People are also saying that it might be a little bit cloying or a little bit too strong for them. And I might agree with that a little bit, especially the strong part. When I first smelled this, like I said, it felt so strong in terms of the rose scent that I thought it smelled plasticky. I thought it was a little overwhelming. That syntheticness, that rose strength made me feel like it was fake, like it was something cheap about it. After it dries down, after it mellows, that goes away and it becomes something a little bit more refined. Like right now already, with time, this is not a dry down. Obviously not enough time has gone past to make this the dry down, but this is already smelling a little bit deeper, a little bit darker, a little bit more refined than the original spray. The type of person that would wear this is an expensive person, because this is kind of like someone who would wear this has to be unapologetic about their style, unapologetic about their personality. This is someone who is a CEO. This is someone who has an aura of sophistication about them. So I'm thinking someone who is a creative director, or someone who is a powerhouse in their field.
And you have no style or sense of fashion.
Because this kind of alludes to someone who doesn't take shit from anybody and just is who they are. It's hard to say what my verdict is, because as its own scent, it's really good. It's a rose scent. It does what it's supposed to do. It's rosy, it's powerful, it's not too sweet, it's unisex. It's hitting all the right notes for the type of scent it is. But I don't like it. Not for me. That's the problem there. As its own scent, I can appreciate it. It's nice, it's unique, but it's not my favorite thing. Projection, 10. Affordability, 10. But scent profile, in my opinion, 7, 6.5. That's what I would give it, because that's just not something I'm not vibing with, just rose. I specifically don't like the fact that it's very linear. One of my favorite things about scents, and I've mentioned this before on this channel, one of my favorite things about scents is when a scent tells a story. And there's no story to tell here, because this one doesn't grow. This one just stays the same throughout. And that's kind of boring to me. Should you get it? If you're a rose fanatic, this is definitely something you would get. But honestly, this is not a safe blind buy. I would not recommend you get this unless you are 100% sure you're going to love rose. Otherwise, I would suggest you get a decant of it, because this is something that is definitely an acquired taste. So try it before you buy it. And remember, scents are subjective. So just because I don't like something doesn't mean you won't. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and remember to always smell your best. See ya.